here. Okay, here we go. Anna Sinclair, down there at the end. She is the founder of Sinclair Creative Agency, where she partners with some of North America's largest brands to bring bold ideas to life. With over 20 years' experience across marketing, entertainment, events, she's known for creative strategy, powerful partnerships, and is a standout when it comes to executions, producing everything from galas, festivals, global campaigns. She's also an angel investor and has 3 children. Then right here we have Kelly Lorenzen. Hello, Kelly. How are you? She is an award-winning entrepreneur. The women in this room are amazing. She is a speaker and best-selling author. She's the CEO of KLM, where she helps family-owned businesses turn vision into execution. A certified project management professional, say that 3 times, she blends strategy, leadership, and hands-on implementation to drive scalable, sustainable growth. Having navigated burnout, cancer, feeling you there, and business expansion simultaneously, Kelly is passionate about helping owners build companies that support the life they actually want without the burnout. Yay. And then we have Chantel Preston. She is a serial entrepreneur, executive strategist, and investor with over 25 years of experience driving growth and transformation in healthcare. As CEO of Preston Partners, she advises organizations on strategy, leadership, and mergers and acquisition, scalable growth, and has founded and exited multiple ventures, including Mentis NeuroHealth. Chantel is also the author of a new book that's coming out. It's called The Success Lie. You have to all read it. And she empowers women. It's about empowering women to lead boldly without the pressure to be perfect. So let's talk about having it all and that pressure to be perfect. I'm going to do one quick question. So what is your one non-negotiable every single week? You guys are high achievers, but what's the one thing you do each week that's non-negotiable? I'm going to start with Chantel.
One of my non-negotiables is I take at least an hour every week for myself, whether it's walking, answering emails, doing nothing, which I love, but it's a non-negotiable for me. It's a meeting that I put on my calendar. It's with me. I don't cancel meetings on other people, so I don't cancel it on myself. That's my one
I
non-negotiable.
love that. Every time you cancel on yourself, you quit on yourself.
And I want to be like Jan. That's why I matched her for outfits,
Yeah.
just FYI. I want to be a badass like her.
The power of pink.
Money-making activities and naps.
Naps. Love it. How about you, Anna?
I've been working with my husband for 15 years,
Ooh.
so we do a date night every Wednesday and we never skip it. So we can actually connect on stuff other than work.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go back to you, though. If you could hand every woman a physical permission slip to stop one thing today, what would you tell them to stop?
I would tell them to stop trying to have it all.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe in balance. I don't think balance exists. I look at it as integration. How do we integrate both our personal and professional lives together? I think we had this thought in our mind that we have to be perfect at everything. We have to do everything. So, and having it all. We all said, how many of you guys grew up saying, I want to have it all, right? It doesn't exist. At least in my world, it doesn't exist at the same time. You have to look at the season and the reason you're in and evaluate what's important now instead of trying to eat the whole elephant at once. How do we look at and make realistic expectations of ourselves?
That's wonderful. Life is long. We have a long time to do what we want to do. How about you?
Stop doing it all yourself. Delegate, delegate, delegate.
I love that.
You try to hold on for so long. Why not ask for support? Support is a strategy. Please delegate. I burnt out twice because I was trying to do everything, hold everything all the time. Third time, I didn't do it again, right?
I love that.
I had
Support
built
is a strategy.
It is.
I think when you're a powerhouse woman and you build your confidence and you finally know what you truly want, let go and stop letting other people's acceptance of how you show up change or make you feel worse about yourself, right? I finally felt empowered to say, you know what, maybe I am a little bit, I pop off sometimes, or I am, like Jan said, sometimes you know what you want and that's okay. And so just kind of like that self-acceptance to let go of other people's expectations of how you should behave. Because men can do it. Why can't we?
Why can't we?
Why can't we, right?
I'm going to stay with you, Anna. So you all three have accomplished so much. But what was the one thing like you accomplished and when you got there, it just didn't feel like you thought it would feel?
Well, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm a two-time immigrant and refugee, so I'm a success story. You know, I lived in two war-torn countries prior to coming here, started from the ground up, and had to rewire my brain onto how I saw money, like how I thought about making money, building wealth, becoming successful, what success meant to me. And I think truly and deeply that it's one of those things where you just one day you wake up and you're kind of just like, okay, I need to just go for it and I need to do what I need to do.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Chantel, how about you?
Well, I'm going to go to when I sold my business in 2015, to Jan's point. I thought, this is it. I have it all. I've reached the pinnacle of success, because the success in my world growing up was all about title and money.
Mhm.
And then when I got there, holy shit, it was nothing like I anticipated. The next 2 years of my life, I was in a complete quandary about who was I? Who was who was I anymore? My identity was gone. And I had to realize that it wasn't necessarily about the outcome. I forgot to enjoy the journey because I was so focused on that. So really, and people look and they, well, you have the money. Well, that's great and all, but what is it really bringing me? It wasn't bringing me the happiness and peace within me. Now on second phase of life, I've found those things. So I think it's important to define your own success.
Success is not the title, the money. It's really about how you feel. So you got to rewrite it. Kelly, you've rewritten it a couple of times. So when have you gotten there and you said, oh, it just doesn't feel that good?
There was a couple times we scaled, we sold, we did all the things, and I was crawling to the car to go to the ER. Like it's, if you can't, that's not good, right?
Yeah.
So the fourth time I learned my lesson, right? Built a business around my life. It's so much better now. So much better.
So what would you tell this audience to help prevent that?
Delegate, outsource, all the things. Stop trying to do it all yourself. And success looks different for everybody. And don't speed. You don't have to speed to scaling. Everybody talks about scaling, but you don't have to speed there if it's not meant for you at that moment. So success can be seasonal.
Yes, it takes time. Life is long. It's a long journey. So for each of you, what advice would you give one of these women out here in this audience who wants to build the career that you guys have had and experienced? What advice would you give them? I'll go with Chantel.
So I would say don't say yes to everything. I think we're people pleasers, or I know I am. We want to say yes to things. I think no is the most powerful word that we can have. And I had to reframe it because when I would say no to things, I'd feel guilty. So I reframed it in my own mind that me saying no to something is giving someone else an opportunity. And I think that we just say yes and we don't think about it. So make sure when you're saying yes to something, it's really aligned with what you are trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I say surround yourself with people smarter than you.
Yes. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Right?
It's just in those other businesses, I thought I was the smartest one, which is so silly. Afterwards, you think of that afterwards, and now I'm like, oh, yep, bring all the smarties, bring them, surround myself with them, and your success is so much greater, and you're at more peace, and you can have all the things. I think as long as you work at it.
I think for me, it was creating the people around me that I really, truly needed to do what I needed to do. It was this moment where I had my first child. I have 3 children, and my son was born, and I said, oh my God, I have to be the CEO of my life and my business. And as soon as I said the CEO of my life and my business, it actually occurred to me that I had to treat my life with systems and processes, and I had to have the people. So it's so easy for us to hire a social media person or a marketing person or a writer. But why does it feel so wrong and guilty to hire a nanny when I'm a powerhouse? I need it, right? So that was a really life-changing moment for me when I had to let go of what I felt and looked like on the outside and realized, no, I do need help. I do need the support system around me, because how will I scale the company without that? So that was
talk
really
about the
hard.
guilt just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just want to add one more thing onto that. Also surrounding yourself with a tribe like these ladies, I think is so critical, because I think sometimes we don't do that. I know some of great allies I have here in this room from the know is surrounding yourself with other women that understand what you're going through, and being able to have that backstop to be able
Yeah.
to talk to those women.
Yeah, no, I truly love what you just said. And it for me, it was, I don't think many know, but I'm from Canada, and I'm so excited to be here. I used to be a signed pop artist to Universal Music in Canada. And I was Juno nominated and everything. It was really cool. For 5 years, I touched, moved, and inspired young teen girls to be self-expressed and feel like they could, go out to the world and not have to be somebody else. It was an amazing career. But then I went to go to the States to sign a major record deal, and I lost it because I was pregnant at the time. They didn't want to sign me because my audience was so young, and it was like teens and everything. They're like, no, you're done. So I came home to Canada and I started a company called Total Mom Inc., which helped women juggle motherhood in their business. So that guilt to me initially just became like a passion to stand for women that are mothers and a career driven. So career driven women, like you are all here, and I see you and I feel you. And if you have kids, I'm sending you so many good vibes and high fives and hugs. Yeah.
In my book, Do What You Love and Outsource Everything Else, I talk about this a lot. Like, it is necessary to find your people, surround yourself, do not feel guilty. In my breast cancer journey, I said I had a toddler in my brain. Always, you're not supposed to say, don't go that way, go this way, don't go that way, go this way. So pretend you have a toddler in your brain and say, come on, all positive things, right? And focus on the positive. It'll make all the difference. Stop feeling guilty. There's not an award for that.
No, there isn't.
Well, and I'll just say sometimes it's hard to not feel guilty, but when you feel guilty, you care. And I mean, give ourselves self-compassion. I've had to learn to give myself a little bit of self-compassion, because I do care about how I show up, how I treat people. And so again, the guilt may come, but take it, feel it, and then move on.
Yeah, and like guilt is, when I think about guilt, I think about like, what's the crime? Is there really a crime that I have committed? Because that's being guilty, right? Crazy. Okay, so talk about your exit from neurohealth and tell us about the journey that you went through to rediscover what you want.
Ooh, that's a long conversation. The exit was amazing. I mean, I have to tell y'all, anybody that wants to exit, it's a phenomenal experience. I was 40 years old. I was the only female in the room. I was the youngest one. They thought I was a secretary. And I'm like, no, guys, I'm the brains. Stop talking to him, talk to me. It was a great experience, but I don't think it prepares you for the roller coaster of emotions you're going to have after the fact. You take your baby and then you give your baby to someone else and you hope that they're not going to change your baby. They do. Don't kid yourself. No one's going to hand you a ton of money and not think that they're smarter than you are. It's in a roller coaster of emotions. It took me years to come back to who am I and really figure out, what makes me happy in life, what brings me peace. At that point in my life, I had a 5-year-old. I had no idea what she ate for lunch. I had no idea what, really anything, because I was so focused on my career. I'm not going to say I forgot about her, but, again, she was being raised by everyone else. I took time and realized I want to be present with my kids. And that's where changing that mindset that I can do both. It's not one or the other, is I can do both. I can be present at home and I can still follow my passions and purposes. And so it just took time to kind of get out of that mindset of go, 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 go all the time. Now, people in this room will say I still do this, but this go, 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 but I'm doing it with things that I'm passionate, but I also have boundaries and non-negotiables of saying, hey, I'm willing to do it, but I'm only going to do it to this point. And when I am with my children, I'm all about quality time, not quantity time. So I'm present, I'm there, and they know it, but they also know that it's important for me to have my purpose and passions, because that's what fuels me and makes me a better parent.
Okay, now we've all experienced a ton of pressure in our careers and in our accomplishment. When pressure hits like a fever pitch, what do you do to bring yourself back?
I mean, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. There's been so many times in both my companies where even financially, we lost like $250,000 sponsor, and I just went, what am I going to do? What are we going to do? But I learned that if you actually do nothing for a hot second and you actually stop to just like calm that nervous system, all the answers are within us. We just need to chill out for a minute, take some time, and then we're going to snap back into, all right, we're going to figure it out. So give yourself that grace, give yourself that time to heal, to process, and to rewire that nervous system for a minute. That's what I do.
And go to Monosonic Immersion.
Yes. Shout out.
I think you have to take a beat, right? I tell clients, sleep on it. Please sleep on it and go back to your why. Go back to why you started this whole thing in the first place. I know that sounds weird, but like you get crazed and you're like, why am I crazed? What am I doing this for? Am I doing it for my children? You know, who am I doing it for? I want family-owned businesses to exist for my kids and their grandkids. I have grandparents that were entrepreneurs. My parents were entrepreneurs, right? I want that to exist later, later, later. So it doesn't matter. I'm like, no, I'm good. I got to sleep on it. I need a nap, and I'm right back at it because I have a deeper why.
Love that.
Oh gosh, you guys said it all. I don't put myself in those situations anymore, just to be honest. You know, if it's not something I'm passion and purpose, like, you know, my theory in life is do the right thing, the money will come. And if it's causing me a lot of stress, I will now step back from it and say, hey, this is not healthy for me or anyone around me. So I'm going to rethink about how I'm progressing. So I try not to put myself in those situations anymore.
And it's really hard because we've got these social media feeds that are very performative, right? And very perfect. So what does balance really look like? Or what does it not look like? Like, what's the fallacy with balance?
Well, if I may add on the social media part, you know, I've always had to perform on social media because you're a brand, you become a brand, whether you're a pop artist or an agency owner or a content creator, which pays my bills, by the way, and I love it so, so much. But there's this other side of the struggle and the hardships that you don't necessarily want to like show up and just post. You don't want to post yourself like bawling your brains out all the time because then also that has some weird backlash. And sometimes it feels just weird, right? So getting that mental health, that therapy, but showing up in rooms like this and being honest, like saying like, it is hard, it is difficult, I am not perfect, there's so many ups and downs, and sharing that with other women. And, you know, internally in my company, what I do is I actually, as a leader, tell my team, hey, this is my PMDD week, I'm gonna be off, I'm not gonna feel well, so that they feel empowered to also have those hard times. So social media is a weird trap, but you could still utilize it for a lot of amazing things, but you just gotta be honest always when you're out here. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll just say I'm real authentic with my social media, probably
That's
to a
awesome.
fault. Just to say, because I do want women to say, if anyone in here says they're not struggling, they're probably lying. We're all struggling, and I want more women to know.
Every day.
Yeah, I want women to know,
Right
hey,
now.
it's okay to struggle. None of us are perfect. And so I choose to be more authentic where I am in my career because I want women to understand, hey, it's okay. Give yourself some self-compassion. And I just did one the other day and I'm like, oh, they want me to do something, you know, fun and happy. I'm not in the mood. I'm pissed. I'm not having a great day. And this is how it really works. And we all have those days and that's okay.
Okay, one last question as we wind down. What is the life that you are currently building? I'm going to start with Kelly. The life that you're currently building.
Scaling, celebrating, and leaving a legacy.
How about you, Anna?
I think now that I'm scaling is finally like appreciating and changing my like rewiring my mind to accept that I have done some things, you know, really enjoying that, and then staying closer with my family, just having more of that one-on-one time.
Love that. Now close us out, Chantel.
I am building a life around helping empower and elevate other women, whether it's through my investing, whether it's through this room, just help, how can I support each one of you? But that's where I'm at in my life, and I'm going to continue to do that because it brings me a lot of joy.
That's wonderful. Thank you, ladies. You have been wonderful.
Thank you.
Christine.